Let's talk about the games that we liked. The top games of E3. Got to start off.
Now, I think we should clarify that just a little bit. Are
Okay.
these games based on hype, based on new, based on
That is
gameplay versus trailer?
That is a very, very good point. So I believe, by the way, for the people that are watching us, I am not going to put the gameplay on the screen. We are going to keep probably Nintendo or whoever else is displaying right now on there until the end. So if you see us mention this game, don't confuse what we're showing right now for the game we're talking about. Go ahead and look it up on YouTube yourself. These games are based on games that we got some sort of gameplay on. So, like, for example, I originally had on my list Beyond Good and Evil 2 as one of my top games. But they showed a CGI trailer. They did not show any gameplay.
Fair enough. Sure.
So I removed it from the list, even though it is one of the ones I'm more excited for. I need to know more about it. So to make it onto this list, they would have had to shown some sort of gameplay, be it live gameplay, be it pre-recorded, be it even in-engine footage, so we can get an idea of what the actual game will look like. And then talk about the game and what's in it and everything, which is fine because then we can get a full picture of the game. If they just show a CGI trailer and then talk about the game, we don't get a full picture. We don't know what the art style of the game is. We don't know what anything is. So it's not included on this list. It's only games that we kind of got a better picture for of it for. Does that clarify kind of your question?
So. Yeah, that's
okay.
That's solid. Yeah.
Okay. So my games, well, not my games, our games. Sorry, definitely not my games. This is definitely our games. We both like them. There's a combination of some games I picked, some combinations of the games you picked, and a lot of games that we both like the same of.
Yeah, so we had overlap, and I think we're pretty similar in taste in games too. So that's
the only
justifies
thing
that.
There's only one in there. I'm like, no. Anyways,
I'm gonna talk about a couple of years. So go ahead.
Let's start off with Anthem. Anthem.
Yes.
To me,
that's my number one. I think.
If I had to pick game of the show, it would be Anthem. Just because I'm a huge Destiny fan. I spent so many hours in Destiny. And Anthem gave me that. I think I said this before earlier, either to you or in the recording earlier. It's like a Mass Effect meets Destiny, right? And the possibilities of that game. They actually showed gameplay. I like it.
Yeah.
It's just it looks awesome. It's good gameplay. I love loot. You know how big of a Diablo fan I am. That's why I like Destiny. I love that loot. Give me all the loots. You know.
All the loots.
So that's my first game. Anthem. Loved Anthem. What are your thoughts on Anthem?
I'm totally in the same boat. Yeah. If I had to pick a first, I think Anthem's got to be there because I was so excited to see the trailer, but hesitant until I saw gameplay. And then they showed gameplay. And they didn't just show gameplay, but they showed like good. It looks good. It's got good. And when I talk about, the gameplay being quality, like good quality gameplay, it doesn't necessarily mean finished or polished or whatever, but it looks like something I'm really going to want to play. And honestly, this was clean and polished and looked good. It looked the mechanics, the way you can kind of fly, and he flew for a while, like that jetpack.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Man, he was going.
When he went, I went crazy when he went underwater, came back up.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what?
And it was so like seamless how he just jumped underwater and then flew right back out. So I like that when games give you a power or an ability and then they don't restrict you. I'm not don't quote me that you can fly forever because I don't know that you can, but he was flying for a while. And it's little things like that to me. They're saying, hey, we want to give the players stuff that they can enjoy and not limit them on their use. So the fact that I don't have to stop flight to jump and then dive down into the water, but it's this one seamless thing, to me that's attention to detail. And if they can show me attention to detail, like, to me it was crisp, solid, and I can't wait to play.
That is one of the things. That's a good point. So like being a Destiny fan, when, for example, Destiny 1, when you're at the tower and you see this huge, awesome city in front of you. You know how many times I just wanted to go walk through that city? I can't walk through that city. Whereas Anthem, she got on, she went outside, you saw the forest, you saw everything, and she just jumped into it. You know what I mean? Like, started flying through it. That is awesome. I love, like, if I can see it, if I don't know if this is going to be the case, but if it is the case, which is if I can see it, I can get there. It's awesome. I love that. I love that because it, like, for example, like during the trailer, there was like this huge structure in the back. I was like, if I can get there, just fly there, that'll be sweet. So yeah, no, it looks awesome. I want to know more about it. I want to play it right now.
No, I'm right there with you.
Our next game, unless you have something else to say about Anthem.
No, that was it.
Days Gone. Days Gone looks like the way I explain Days Gone to people, okay, is they grabbed Daryl from The Walking Dead and then made an open world zombie game about him. And everyone in the zombie game is Daryl from The Walking Dead. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing, but that's how it is, you know. It's, I don't know, especially when he got on that motorcycle. I was like, the Daryl. Yeah. Where's the crossbow? But it looks really fun. It looks like a survival open world zombie. Like, they don't call it zombies either. They call it freakers, reapers, something. They call it different. I don't know what it is, but it looks great. All these games, obviously, I just keep saying they look great. We are liking them because they're on their list. So we're just gonna keep going through, and we're not gonna spend too much time. Days Gone. What do you have to say about it?
I'm very excited for the game. I think I actually got more hyped. So this didn't lower my hype at all, but I think their previous trailer where he's like he turns around and there's like this horde of zombies or whatever there
from
like
previous
trailer from last year. I think if this gameplay and this trailer didn't get you excited, go back and watch that because to me that was what initially got me super interested in. And I'm not like the biggest zombie fan. I actually didn't watch a lot of Walking Dead, but seeing this, I'm excited to give it a shot.
Yeah, and that's a good point that you bring. It's so you see that herd of zombies on both trailers, but they show you different aspects of interacting with them. So you can get chased by them and you can just mow them down like the first trailer, or you can use them to your advantage, like blow up a wall in this trailer and just have them swarm your enemies instead of you. Like it's a very good. That's what I like about it, the open worldness of it. The next game on the list was Last Night. The art style in this game is just up my alley. It's the reason games with a unique art style I like a lot. This is the reason I got into Bastion in the first place, and then it's the art style of that game was what got me into it, and then the gameplay and the audio and the narration of it kept me there.
It's an experience.
Yeah. The Last Night gives me the same feeling of when I saw Bastion, of like that art style. I was like, I want to play it. I want to see what this game's about, and I like that, and that's why it's on the list for me. Yeah. No, absolutely. Is it on your list? Okay.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Yeah, and I don't remember if I mentioned it earlier when we talked about it at the conference level, but yeah, it's just it's to me. I know that I said this earlier. Is that when a developer specifically goes a direction with the art style and or with the audio, that's part of that presentation, and what you're presenting. To me, is a window into the developer's passion for the project. And when you've got something like this where clearly they took the extra effort to make it look and feel like that, I'm actually looking through the trailer now, and there's a part where you've got droplets of water on the camera.
Yes.
So 3D regular, so it's not pixelated, so it's 3D water droplets. But then you're looking into, it's just such an incredibly cool experience.
Unique.
Yeah, super. So I am for that reason alone. Now I guess the question is, do they put it? Is that a $60 game?
No.
You know what I mean? That would be. But if this is like a $20 game or $25, whatever, I would probably put. I think at $30, or
yeah.
less, I would pull the trigger on it. I'd
Yeah,
go
me
and buy
too.
it, because to me that looks really, really, really fun, very
Yeah.
memorable.
I don't think it looks indie, and I don't think indie games should be $60 unless they give you the full package. They give you multiplayer, they give you single
Sure.
player, they give you the whole thing. If it depends on the scope of the game. I've just seen the art style, so I can't really speak as to what I think the pricing should be.
Shout out to indie devs though.
Dude,
Any
yes,
indie
yes,
devs watching, like realistic. I think in the past few years, the fact that indie developers have become this like powerhouse that they have speaks to, one, the people, Unity 3D and Unreal Engine, like them giving tools to indie
Yeah.
developers. But two, like the people who are passionate about games and then kind of take that to the next level and start developing games. Like that's awesome stuff. And
Yeah.
I think we've seen a lot more creativity come to the scene because of indie developers. So.
Yep.
Yeah, props to them.
Shout out to all
Props
my
to
indies
us.
out there.
Props to us for working on our but no, seriously,
No shameless plugs here. This is
none,
separation.
None at all. Check the description.
No. The next game, Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves. Dude,
Not excited at all. Looks terrible.
Oh man, I am so excited.
No, I'm stoked.
I think so. See, it's hard. It's hard to pick my top 3 games, but Sea of Thieves would be there. Sea of Thieves would definitely be there for me. I want to just give me a beta, man. Just give me, I signed up for it a while ago. Why can't they call me? Just give me. They gave me the wrong number. I can't. I'm trying to reach them.
Lost in the mail. Yeah.
But
No, that looks good.
yeah,
Looks
Sea of
really,
Thieves.
really good.
Yeah, it is.
And you were talking earlier about in the other conference that like all of the so a mission is not just I shoot a cannonball at another ship,
Yeah.
but it's like this whole. It's a really, really. When I saw the game, I was, oh, that's cool. And then I saw the gameplay and the level, and there's a lot of depth there. It's not just it's from what I've seen, there's enough depth that the game is very replayable. I'm not going to do a few rounds and be done. It's the kind of game that I would happily, from what I've seen, happily go to friends and say, hey, everybody, you got to buy this game. Because it's more fun in a group.
Yeah.
It'll be fun solo, but it's going to be amazing. You get a group of guys that you like playing with or girls, right?
So
you get
yeah.
a group of friends and run with it, dude. That's going to be fun.
So one of the things that I was skeptical about is
if I can get my wife playing a game, I think I think this might be the game I can get her to play. She's not a gamer, but if I can get her to play, man, this will be.
Dude, actually, that'd be a good point.
One.
You, me, and our significant others. That actually be because it's four people to a crew. But anyways, yeah.
I didn't realize that. Yeah.
So this game, one of the things I was skeptical about is playing it by yourself. If you want to play by yourself, kind of what kind of group? So they've confirmed that you're going to be able to find groups and things like that, which is good. There's also I was watching a video, Angry Joe show video. He did a gameplay of it, which I'm sure if you're listening to us, you've seen him. If you haven't, go to YouTube, Angry Joe show.
Jump
really
on
good. Good. He does really good quality content. Really, I like his transparency. He's really straightforward with the people that watch him. Very passionate. Yeah. No, very good.
Angry Joe.
He doesn't hold back. If he doesn't like it, he says he doesn't like it, and he says what he doesn't like about it. It's really good. He was doing a gameplay of Sea of Thieves, and one of the things that stood out to me is so I wasn't aware that they had different types of chests. So they got into this island and they found a weeping chest of weeping sorrows or something like that, which adds another dynamic to the game. So like I was saying earlier, is you have quests, right? You go to this island to fulfill your quest, which is you read off a paper kind of where you need to go, and it's not on the map. Like you don't see an X on the map and you walk there. Like you actually have to figure out clues and then get there. So like it says, go to this island, find my hammock, walk six steps this way, northeast or whatever, and then dig, and my treasure is going to be there. And so you have to do all that. And then one of the chests they find is a weeping sorrow chest, which the chest occasionally starts crying. And when you put that on the ship, the tears start flooding the ship, so you have to bail the ship. Otherwise you'll sink.
Awesome.
You know what I mean? Like all these other dynamics. So you can so the game is you can grab, so you have to go do a quest and you get a chest, and you have to go back to an outpost with that chest, securing that chest, and then you get money for that chest, okay? But you can get as many, I think you can get I don't know how many chests you can get on your ship, but you can get more than one. So you can go around, do all these quests, and have 3 chests on your ship. And then you can have another group of pirates that doesn't even go out and do quests. All they do is hunt for other people that have chests on their ship, and they go and they steal them. You know what I mean? So
That's pretty awesome.
yeah.
Now, what I am interested to see is, so again, a lot of this has emphasized group play. I'm interested to see, because there's a lot of ways that you can screw this up. How do they implement the social aspect of the game? Like, how do I find new people, add them, reach out to them? Are there going to be like guilds or clans or whatever the pirate equivalent is? That's what I'm interested to see, because if I can get a large group of people and get us kind of, flying the same flag, that'll be kind of cool. I don't know if you know anything about that.
No, so I don't know anything about that. They did mention that there is going to be some sort of gameplay or some sort of feature, that handles that, but I didn't read too much into it, or they didn't say too much into it. Sure. They also said that you are going to be able to play by yourself if you want. You'll just control a smaller ship.
That's important.
You won't have a big ship, you'll have a smaller ship, which you can still go out and do quests and stuff.
Gotcha.
So which is good. But I think we should move on from Sea of Thieves.
Sure. Needless to say, we are very excited about that game. Like,
yeah,
keep that on your radar, going forward, because I think that's gonna be big.
Like I was saying earlier, we're not showing these games on the screen if you're watching us on YouTube. If you're listening, don't worry about it. But if you're watching us on YouTube, these are not the games. The games that are showing right now are not the games that we are talking about.
This is not the game you're looking for.
This is not the game you're looking for. Just Google it and YouTube it, and you'll find it. The next game is Ashen. Ashen looked... again, what drew me to it at first was the art style. And I think you would like this game. Because of, I believe, the horror aspect of it. It's got a very, unique art style. It's very dark. It's got personality. It's got personality. It's very dark, but it's got this unique art style. And what really got me was at the end of the trailer, if you're watching it while you're listening to this, that huge human-ish figure comes out from the shadows, and you're supposed to fight it. So I want to know more about this game. This game is on this list because I like the first impression it made on me. And I'm assuming on you, because I think this one was on your list as well. Since we combined them, I can't tell if it was on your list or my list, but if it wasn't on your list, tell me why. Okay, that's what we're going through this.
No, 100%.
Okay. And yeah, it made a really good first impression. I want to know more about it.
Absolutely. Dude, I not to harp on about it, but man, that last scene stands out to me. Just out of the shadows, this giant thing. Like, if that, what I'm interested to know is if there's a big disparity between the trailer and the gameplay, I'll be upset. If the gameplay actually looks and feels like what they're presenting in the trailer, this is the kind of game that I would probably. So I generally have trouble finishing a game, because a lot of times I feel like I get the mechanics, and once I get to that point, I play a little more, and then I burn out. But this looks kind of the game. It's almost got a Dark Souls kind of vibe to it. From what I can see in the trailer, it's got like a different art style, but a Dark Souls vibe in like difficulty and stuff, jumping out and just killing you. Like, in maybe for some people that's you don't like that, but for me, like, if that's a challenging kind of horror, like what's in the dark kind of a game, I'm all for it. I'm stoked. I really want to see more about it.
All right, that is good. Good for Ashen. Next one, Fortnite. Fortnite is another zombie. There've been a lot of zombie themed games, but this one, again, it's the art style that drew me to it. It reminds me of, I figured it out the other day. It reminds me of what's that NC Soft MMO,
WildStar?
WildStar. It reminds me of WildStar a little bit, but with better graphics.
I can see that.
Essentially the game is you have these different classes. You have ninja, you have constructor, you have 2 other classes that you can pick from, and you unlock characters in these classes as you play the game, and they can they help you in different ways. Like the ninja is good. They have different skills. The constructor helps and reinforce the the fort structure that you're creating, which you have to create to defend yourself from these waves of monsters, and it's a co-op game. It looks good, but the way when they explain the gameplay, it sounds like it would also be really fun to play. So that's what I like about that game.
Yeah, it definitely looks. So a couple of quick notes on that is that that's another one of those times where like listening to the developers talking about it, they sound excited and they sound like they enjoy. And if a developer still sounds excited about their game by the end of development, then that means it's got enough replayability that to them like it can hold up. The other thing is that I kept getting the vibe of, I don't know if you've ever played Orcs Must Die. But maybe. I was kind of getting that vibe a little bit on this, where you're kind of hunkered down and there's waves coming at you and you've got to build up your defense, and you've got different ways you can build. I believe in older, I want to say it was Call of Duty games, they had that kind of zombies are attacking your house and you have to repair and rebuild.
They have zombie mode, yeah.
So it was kind of and I say older because I haven't played COD in a while, but yeah, so it's kind of that, you've got this, but it's like that on steroids, right? This is like the next step of really, it's kind of, from what they're showing, it's ground up. And one thing that really, really stood out to me is they're like, you can even build a sniper post if you want to snipe. Oh, that is so cool. Because he built that roost up and then out, and then you can just, and even as the waves are coming, like it's not a, you build it and then hope you survive kind of, it's, it's different from a tower defense in that, in a lot of aspects, but that's a big one, is that it's an ongoing. So as waves are coming in, you can build a wall and trap them, wall them off, and then they have to get, or you can, if they knock down a wall, you kill them off and then rebuild it real quick as the next wave is coming. So it's a very, very, it seems like a very fast paced, really exciting game. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Definitely. The next one, and it's out early alpha or early beta or early release, something early is out next month. So July 21st if you pre-order, 25th if you don't.
We will be playing.
Yeah, we will definitely be Twitch streaming that.
We'll be there.
A Way Out is the next game.
I'm gonna get stressed.
We already spoke. We already spoke a lot about this game, but the biggest thing about this game is I love that it's co-op. I actually do love that you cannot play it unless it's co-op, which is, I've been looking for a split screen co-op game because my significant other wants to play video games occasionally with me, and I believe this game would be a great game for that. And
a quick tagline to that is that you don't have to be in the same look. You don't have to be playing on the same system, which is cool.
It can be online co-op.
Right move. Yeah, you can do online co-op. So I just wanted to throw
or a split screen. Correct. Yeah, you can do one of the two, but you have to play co-op, which means if you have this and you want to play this, you have to find someone. If you don't have someone there locally to play with you, and it just, again, I've heard good things about the story. I've heard it's a very story driven game. It's not an RPG. Like in terms of stats and all that, it's just story. Your decisions matter, things like that. So I think it's a unique take on a co-op game, and I've heard nothing but good things, so I am excited.
Yeah, and there's two big things that stand out to me about that is, one that you mentioned earlier is that the developer, when he came out and he was talking about the game, like he was hyped more than I've seen most developers when they talk about the game. He was all about it.
That guy was so hyped. He sold the game to me.
Had he started crying, it would have not, that was genuine. He was that genuine about being excited about the game.
He was so genuine that if he started crying, I'd want to drive there and give him a hug.
I'd start crying too. Yeah, no, he was, and so it's like I was saying before. It's, if you're that passionate about your project, even near the end, it's about the experience. And again, it's from the developers who made Brothers. If you've ever played Brothers, it is a very, very, very very good game. It's a co-op. You control each character with one analog stick, so you have to do them both, and you have to coordinate your tasks. So it's a really interesting mechanic, and I think that's one thing that they, that studio has focused on and really kind of made their trademark is delivering a unique experience that challenges you, but in a good way. So I really, really like that. And in my mind, I've kind of got this game flagged as a mix between the TV series Prison Break.
Okay. Right? Yeah.
And then The Last of Us, and that it's kind of a survival, very story, very motion, it's not about stats and mechanics, like you said. It's not about leveling up and how do I grind to get to the next. It's very in the moment, solve this problem or you don't make it.
Right.
And so I see that blend. So I know that I'm gonna have blood pressure issues playing this game, but I'm gonna love it. My only question is, if you don't have somebody to play with, I wonder if they'll have like an auto queue system. Just, hey, find me
Well,
someone.
yeah, I'm assuming
That would be
that's
kind of funny.
yeah.
Otherwise, I guess you find a website. But I'm interested to see, as people get better at the game, if there's going to be ways you can kind of like sabotage your friends, but you still survive, kind of thing, or if you have to both get through, it'd be kind of
Maybe,
funny to
but
see.
here's my question to that. Like, if you have to find someone random online, do you have to continue that game with that same person? You know what I mean? Like, or do you?
Oh, that's a
You
good
know,
point.
that's
Do you have a personal save
yeah
point and checkpoints,
with that
or
person, or do you have yeah? So I
because like
don't.
if I'm playing with you and we get halfway through the game, and my other friend is halfway through the game, can we just join at that point
Yeah,
and move on, or do we have to start? I didn't even think about that.
I'm thinking. You know, from the vibe I got from them is that they want to stay true to the story and true to the co-op aspect. So if that is the case, I would think they're not going to let you pick up without a different person. Which means the online play might be just with people on your friends list instead of a
Gotcha.
search. This is me just speculating. It's not, no way have I heard this or it's confirmed at all. It's just
Sure.
from the
Something
vibe
to
I
look
got,
out
that's
for.
what I would guess.
Sure.
The next game is Spider-Man. Spider-Man just, dude,
This one I
open
want to
world.
see you. I'm not excited, but I think you were more excited about this than I was.
I wasn't that excited until I saw the actual gameplay of open world Spider-Man game. Like, imagine the possibilities of, like, you have quests and dynamic quests just pop up and someone's getting mugged next to you, your spidey senses are tingling, and you just you know what I mean? Like, dude,
In real life or in the game? 'Cause
both.
my Spidey.
My spidey senses were tingling when I was watching that trailer. It was just
I don't know, man. So my concern with that. I don't have a complaint about what they did. I have a concern about the game
Okay.
in that there's games like that where I feel like, due to whatever restrictions, the number of things you can do are kind of limited, and so to me the gameplay gets repetitive. To put an example to that, when I played Batman Arkham Origins,
okay.
or really any of the Batman games, it's really, for me, it's really, really, really fun for the first couple hours because you're learning new stuff, you get new abilities, you
Okay.
get new, but then you get to a point where kind of combat's a little repetitive because you've got the same number of moves, and I think the Batman series did an amazing job of making combat very fluid and very almost like watching a movie. Like he flows from punch to punch so it was cool, but I got burnt out.
Okay.
And Batman and Spider-Man, I think, as games, not as characters, I don't want to start that issue, but as games, if it's a similar experience to the Batman games, I'm going to enjoy it for a few hours, and then I'm going to start to get, okay, fight scenes are repetitive, go save this person, repetitive, and then I'm going to get a little burnt out, I think. So that's my concern. I do like it. I like that it's a new Spider-Man game. I had Spider-Man 2 for PlayStation 2 and loved it, and it was really fun. It was one of the few games I've actually beaten start to finish. But I'm hesitant about this one. I'm worried, but excited to see
More.
them to prove me wrong. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
excited to see more.
That's good. That's a good way to look at it. I do want to know more, but so far everything I've seen is great, and I'm excited. The next game, Dauntless. Dauntless. Dauntless is very early in development. They are actually just doing, I believe in August, they are starting their Founders Alpha, which means if you buy which I didn't like this, but if you buy a $80 Founders version thing on their website, you get access to the Founders Alpha, which is just alpha that they're going to be doing, but you get to play. But I like the concept of a game. So the concept, it's essentially a co-op or MMO, I guess if you want to call it, but it's not. It's you go out with your group, and you have to hunt these beasts, these massive beasts, that are difficult to fight. So it's essentially an adventure to get to this beast, and then you have to slay this beast with, I believe, 3 other people. They might change it because it's very early on, but I believe right now it's 3. It's a group of 4. And you have classes, and you get these beasts, and you get items from them, and you come back to the town, and you can forge weapons. So it's essentially just a co-op, very very nice graphics, very good art style, Very good. Also reminds me of WildStar with better graphics.
Hmm.
Very good. The gameplay seems solid. It's very early on, so
Hmm.
I'm not saying it's going to be good at all. I'm just saying everything I've seen so far has my interest.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
so
Yeah, in looking at it, I definitely I think one of the things that I like most about it is that they do emphasize team gameplay. I mean, there's a good bit of footage where it's single player, so I think you'll be
yeah,
fine to go out and run solo. You don't have to, but when a game emphasizes stuff like that, it makes me think of like the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games, where it's like when you play together, it really has some fun mechanics, and you can kind of. For me, I'm big into the team building and okay, get this comp, and then player skill levels, and then okay, now we've got a good, we can go ahead and take on this next big thing. We can run this dungeon. For me, I'm big into that, and so I think I'm excited. I'm very excited for this for that reason. Is that if they get the group play right. Then I think it could be really fun. It reminds me of Gauntlet as well, kind of that Gauntlet style game where a few people jump into almost an instance kind of thing, but you jump in, you group up, and then you go. Um, is very different from kind of a traditional MMO standpoint, but I like it. I like that there's that emphasis on group up and go slay big stuff together. I like it. I'm excited for it, but kind of like you're saying, it's too early to be definitive on it. But
right.
everything that we've seen looks good,
Yep.
so
Yep.
definitely keep tabs on it.
Yep. The next game on our list is Destiny 2.
Got to be excited about that, man.
Dude, Destiny 1 was great. I loved a huge Destiny fan. I had pretty much I didn't have best gear all characters, but I had a Titan, I had a Hunter, and I had a Warlock max level with pretty decent gear. My Hunter was my main. But it was great, and it sounds like they fixed everything that was wrong with Destiny 1. The story, they made it better. Sounds like they make it better. The not going out to orbit, they made that better. The finding people to raid with, they made that better. They added clans. They fixed everything that was wrong. A lot of people were saying it's Destiny 1.5 because it's the same thing, but they just did it. But look, if they want to call it Destiny 2 and fix everything that was wrong with it, that's fine. That's what Assassin's Creed's been doing for years.
And but they're also, I think, another justification for the two. Not to interrupt, but to tag on to that,
Yeah.
is that opening it up to PC.
Yes. Good
Me is a
point.
big thing because I
Good
don't have a
point.
PlayStation. I didn't play Destiny. So as a non-Destiny 1 player, to me, that's not a 1.5. That is a 2.
That is a 2. That's
Because
a good
I
point.
couldn't play before, and now I can.
Great
To me,
point.
that's a big deal. I'm very, as somebody who saw Destiny from a distance and almost bought a PlayStation just so that I could play with you guys.
Wait, you almost
I
did?
was like,
Oh, I should have pushed you
really
more.
got Borderline. No, you pushed me. You and that game were the reason I ordered it. The fact that I can now play, assuming you get it for PC, which if
Yeah.
you don't,
Yeah.
you're dead to me.
Oh, well,
Assuming you get it for PC Master Race,
that's
we'll go ahead. I'm excited for as a non-previous player. I'm really excited for it. Really,
so
really
that's
excited.
one thing that's bugging me a little bit. And it doesn't speak to the game, so that's why Destiny's still on this list. But they are, I believe, releasing for consoles on September 6th, and then PC's only like October 24th. It's more than a month away, which I hate why they do that. Like I would.
That's too much.
It's-
Yeah, that's too much.
I would probably wait to get it on the PC, but I wish I didn't have to. You know what I mean? Like
You mean October?
yeah.
You said August for PC release. That would have been.
Oh,
earlier. So the
I'm
PC release is
sorry.
after.
I'm sorry.
No,
It's
no, you're good.
October. Yeah. I said August. My
Okay.
apologies.
Got my hopes up.
No,
I'm
it's
excited.
September for consoles, October 24th for PC. If I said August, I apologize.
The only thing I can think of
yeah.
is that maybe they want to just monitor like server strain, and so you release the consoles first, and then get that and give. But I think giving it a month to get settled is like you're saying. As a PC primary gamer, like I can't help but feel a little cheated.
I don't think it's the server strain because they can easily just by the pre-orders guesstimate
Sure.
how what people are going to buy, and then they can simulate server strain just without
Yeah.
actually opening the game. They can simulate all that stuff, but
Yeah. I don't want a Pokemon Go repeat, right?
right.
First month, it's just literally unplayable.
But they're not
That was
Bungie.
bad.
They're not Bungie. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but I think it has more to do with them wanting to get the PC right since they haven't done a PC game in a long time, and Battle.net. I think them having on Battle.net, I think Blizzard's like, hey, we need to jump through some hoops here, kind of like just make sure this, and this, and this are good, and world. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I think that
that's a
might
big
be
point too.
yeah.
Because
But
yeah, for anybody who doesn't know, they are putting it in BattleNet, right?
yep.
Destiny 2 is going to be, you've got your HOTS and your Overwatch, and then right there's going to be Destiny 2.
Destiny
That's a
2,
big deal.
it's huge.
That organically is going to add a lot of people.
Huge.
Because to me, even if I had a PlayStation and an Xbox and a PC, if I log into BattleNet frequently, I want to have that game in my BattleNet page. You know what I mean? Like I hate that Diablo sits there and I don't own it. And I'm like,
Well, you should own it because Diablo's great.
I know. Oh, we'll talk about it. But that kind of thing, like I think that organically is going to draw a lot of people, and I think considering we have, or not we have, they have, I mean it's Blizzard, and Blizzard's putting their name on. I mean obviously Activision and everything, so they server strain should not really be an issue. That's something that we shouldn't have to experience as the buyers, as the gamers, as the consumers. They should have sorted out. So for me, as a PC primary gamer, meh. Feel a little miffed.
Yeah.
They get a month head start. Quote unquote.
Yeah. I feel you. Next game.
But I'm excited. Still stoked.
Yes.
So.
No, definitely. That doesn't speak to the game. It just speaks to something else. Skull and Bones is the next game.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm more excited than you, I think.
Yes, you definitely are. I definitely want to see more. I want them to not charge me $60 for a game I don't believe is worth $60. If I can't get off the ship and I can't do any other pirate stuff, don't market this as a pirate game. Market this as a ship battle game.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's. I think that's a good point, and we hadn't talked about that previously until we did our last podcast. But I think that's a really interesting point. If a game only offers online combat, and not speaking to MMOs because that's different, because they do have quests and stuff you do off on your own. But I think if your game is kind of a limited sphere of player versus player, I don't think you should try and push a $60 price point. To me, you're not. I think unless you would have to do a lot to get your PvP focused kind of closed off, like this is what we're focusing on kind of thing. If that's all you're doing, I think $30 is a price point. I would be very interested to see games moving in that direction instead of trying to be, offer an amazing single player and a multiplayer and an amazing multiplayer. If what you really want, if your core game, if what you're passionate about is really providing a PvP experience, maybe make that the focus of your game and give it for $30. We talk about Fortnite, right? And I want to say that was free to play, right? But they offer founders packs and bonuses.
Correct.
They can't pay for. But even the base for that is $30. So if I want to get early access and I want to get some items,
$39.99.
Okay, so $40
yep.
gets my foot in the door and gets that. So and again, that's a PvP focus. Like that's their bread and butter. That's what they're focusing on. So I think that's I think that's a fair price point to put that at is $30 if your main focus is again that PvP combat. And especially you mentioned earlier you can't go onto an island, you can't get off the boat, so it's not like there's much outside of naval combat. So that's all, not to harp on that. So I'm excited for the game. They had an amazing trailer, they had some pretty cool gameplay, but I wouldn't, based on what I've seen, I'm not paying $60 for that game.
Right.
But if they put it at maybe 20 or 30 and then whatever, then it becomes more. And so it's no surprise to you, you know this. My main game is Rocket League, right?
Yeah.
And that's I think it's fair from what I've seen. It's fair to compare the two in that it's focused on PvP, right? On that kind of competitive scene. Multiplayer online, there's not much in the way of single player, and there's not much outside of you're doing this one thing. Either you're sailing a boat and firing at each other, or you're driving a car with boost and hitting a ball.
Right.
Rocket League is a $20 game. Brand new is $20, and it frequently goes on sale for $13 or $14.
Right. Yep.
But its core cost is $20, and they just hit 30 million copies sold, and I think that's for a reason. Yeah. That's a big deal. It's the price point, man. It's hey, we're not trying to oversell something that's not there. This is the experience. This is what you get, and this is what you're paying for it.
Yep.
And it's amazing. It's perfect for that.
Yeah, I think if they do this Skull and Bones at around the $30 or $20 price point, then definitely, my opinion will definitely change. But I don't want to speak too much on that. And last but not least.
And this wasn't there. This was because we talked about our list and actually didn't add this until just now. is the new Mario game, Mario
Mario
Odyssey.
Odyssey. Yeah.
Odyssey. Um,
Odyssey.
because I'm actually excited. There's a lot of Mario games, and there's plenty of people who, and I don't think they're unjustified in doing this. A lot of people who buy Mario because Mario, they enjoy Mario, they like the play style, they like everything. So,
Yeah.
so I wouldn't put it on the list because for that reason. But it looks like they're doing a lot of cool new things. They've got some of that co-op. You can play as Mario's hat, and stuff
The
like
hat.
that. So
You could take people over. Body?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. So there's a lot of cool new mechanics, and again, looking at Nintendo expanding into the mobile space and incorporating it, I'm excited to see Nintendo on a larger scale, and I'm excited to see what they do within their games as they start, integrating some of these other pieces and teaming up with Rabbids and stuff like that is pretty cool. So no, but I am excited for it. Full disclosure, I don't own a Switch yet. But Rocket League just announced that they're going to Switch. You can play Rocket League on Switch.
That was PC Master Race, man. What's going on?
It is PC Master Race, but I can't take my PC in the car.
That's true. Good point.
But if I'm forced to go to dinner with the family, like
forced,
I may as well keep playing Rocket League. I'll so I'll get the Switch. But no, so I'm excited. I do like it, and obviously Zelda Breath of the Wild has gotten great reviews. People who I know who've played it say, when you look at the experience you're getting. The fact that it's portable, that it fits in a console, this big, you take in your hands and you run with it, that you get this huge open world experience. Now you're getting I know not to harp on Skyrim, but now you're getting Skyrim. You're getting these really, really, really big experiences on, what, previously Game Boy, Pokemon Red was only so big, man. Like you could once you got Fly, it was this much smaller experience. And now you're getting full PC level games. So, maybe that's more of a sales pitch for the Switch, but I'm trying to convince myself. But I'm excited for Mario, but that'll mean I'll have to get a Switch. But maybe that's not such a bad thing. That's
correct. Yeah. You pretty much hit all the points for Mario for me. Just going through our list one more time, our favorite games of the show, games that we liked and the show promised that we want to see more, that we want to play right now, are Anthem, Days Gone, The Last Night, Sea of Thieves, Ashen, Fortnite, A Way Out, Spider-Man, Dauntless, Destiny 2, Skull and Bones, and Mario. It's a huge list. It's a pretty big list, but it was a lot of good games in the C3.
Definitely. Now, if we missed any,
if we missed any, let us know. Put it on the comments.
We'll tell you why you were wrong.
Just hit us up on Twitter, on the Twitters. And that's it. That's it for this episode of So Salty. I want to thank everybody for listening to us. If you're catching us on Headphones and Hoodies YouTube channel, thank you for watching. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at H_hoodies and on twitch.tv H2 or /H2_games to watch us play some video games and live stream and chat with us live and all that good stuff. And until next time.
Stay salty, my friend.
Stay salty. Peace.